Swordsoul manages to take down one of the larger regionals with a fantastic second place finish. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, I still can't believe that out of the Los Angeles, California regional, out of last weekend, Swordsoul managed to clinch one of the biggest victories I have seen out of this entire format, and it was getting a second place finish out of this event. Now, if you're looking at this pie chart, you should not be, I guess, too surprised about that, because there's not a single Snake Eyes in this top 8, which tells me two things. One, the meta, people are sick of playing the deck. People are progressively starting to stray away from it in certain regions, but also that there was a lot of Tempai present for this event. Like, this top cut had so much Tempai. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised. I guess once you remove, Snake Eyes from the equation, I guess the next progressive deck to kind of deal with is that. We also did have a Fire King, so I guess, you still are using the Snake Eyes package in that, but the very best build, nowhere to be seen. We also had Chimera good stuff showing up here. Now, there's been a lot of Chimera innovations as of late. This one's going to be the branded build, but don't count the Melodious build out. I've seen a lot of people messing around with that. And we also had a Salamangreat deck floating around out here. But the most interesting thing about this regional was Kashtira actually ended up winning this event back on the Heat Soul package. I'm surprised that they actually left the Heat Soul package as it was quite some time ago. So I always thought it was one of the best things they had in their arsenal. But no, we've returned back to this. So about frickin' time to return back to consistency. Let's pass on over to deck list. Running our event here is actually basic AF Kashtira. You have the shifters built into the main deck. You have the double bells, the double veilers, and the double mourners. Yeah, this is the absolutely best part of the course of this format. The fact, you just have all these good cards. We are doing the one Scareclaw Kashtira. This really hasn't changed that much, though I feel like most people never draw this card anymore. Double tack talents built into the main deck. But most of the value down here is in the side. You do see we have the triple Cosmic Cyclones, the D-Barriers, the Evenlies, the Judgments. The one there can only be one. Hello, 2 Roars. And we also had a Trap Trick. It's also kind of cute. Chang Ying actually being relevant in this deck because, level 3 tuner monster plus Fenrir. Yeah, that's actually a very threatening thing to think about. Also, the fact that, this deck has the ability to have room for these sorts of things is actually kind of insane to think about. Next up is our Swordsoul variation of this deck. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of the reason why this deck actually did well was because Protos is a very good card. If you can technically have a day where you can just kind of high roll Protos and kind of do your thing, as long as you have a fire monster to blow up with whatever you need to, you can lock so many different decks. Now, we have seen Swordsoul kind of being forced to actually play the Typhon now. As much as I want to be like, well, you can get away with... No, you need the Typhon. Typhon gives you the opportunity in the bad situation where, you're kind of just getting punted around at the end of a combo. You can go ahead and make this for cleanup. I also see we're on the land Phonicus again as well. Wow. I guess if you need a generic monster just to kind of clear things off, with no effect, definitely can get you there. Outside of that, there really isn't too much to really work with here, but pretty straightforward, good stuff to Protos. Okay, our Fire King deck. So this is what I was talking about. I mean, yeah, you still have the Diabellstar package in here, but, it's not the levels of pure Snake Eyes BS where you're watching that deck just hammer you into the ground and just make it so it's a really unenjoyable experience. No, there's some level of entertainment to this deck. Yeah, we have the Kirans in here. I do see that they did pack in the Snake Eyes Diabellstar in here. And, of course, they're playing 2 copies of OSS. That's kind of crazy. But this side deck gets a little bit exciting here. You actually do have 1 copy of Skyburn. And, of course, we are playing 2 copies of the Metaltronus. And We also have the copy of Silvera in here. And just to get a little bit saucy, we're actually packing in some copy, or one singular one of, for no reason whatsoever, particularly Book of Eclipse. Wow. All right. Oh, man, my reign of fun has come to an end. Back to the old Tempai grind. So, if you're expecting some crazy levels of innovation from Tempai, they don't exist, all right? The most exciting thing that you get when you're looking at this deck right now is, wow, they actually opted to play the Crossout Designators. Nothing wrong with this. Card is still fantastic. It helps out the deck in so many ways. Yeah. Also only 2 droplets. I guess we've kind of left the necessary need to have the board breakers, but let's call it what it is. Getting that half attack point value so you can continuously slam over your opponent's stuff to kind of help you into the game-winning situation is good. Also, what's up with this one mourner, one bell here that we've got going on down the splash? Do we just not want to play other hand traps? I find when we see hand traps like this, where they side the actions and like, the one-ofs? Okay. All right. Man, there's more of you. So we have more Tempai. This build was feeling absolutely saucy today. They actually punted the crossouts in the side. But once again, I emphasize the point of the crossouts here to go, hey, while the format does shift around and we do have, massive needs for this card in certain matchups, not getting hand trapped, especially if you run into the mirror, this card kind of goes sideways. Interestingly enough, they're also playing Kumamungus and Gadarla. Interesting kaiju choices. I mean, do these two actually come up? Because as much as I've played this deck, my opponent having a monster on the field has never been an issue to me. You just kind of go. I guess this would be the situation. Maybe you need these for Ubel. I don't know. This is definitely new from what I've seen. Also, I do love the Kwakimero Draco. This card is actually insane. Oh, hey, we have some Aluber and Friends 60 cards. I will say I'm always happy to see that these duelists are able to pack this many cards into their branded deck and still manage to have success with it. Now, you also have a lot more of the Fiend Toolbox side of things down here on the side, from the Harris to the Barbar to the Barrier Statue to the Diablaze to the Graph. The fact that you're getting away with playing Burning Abyss stuff out here is actually kind of freaking cool. See, we are doing the Simul Archfiends in here as well. The main deck, I mean, this is just most of everything I see in here, minus, the one Nightmare Apprentice. This is all pretty much what this deck should be looking like. Obviously, if you're trying to mess around with solid ratios here, you're just going to run into a bad time. I think everything that we have present for this list is how everything needs to be looking. So, good stuff to this. We also have Salamangre. Where did you come from? Now, I will tell you this. There has been so much salad as of late. I am super excited to just get the chance to see Salad's massive return back to success in this meta. This is genuinely one of the best things that we've had the chance to see in so long. I see that we are playing the Horse Prince with the Mirage Dahlia, obviously. You have things, the cool thing with Salad is, you can play the Parallel Exceed, you can play the Baguska. You have so many stupid extra little lines of play you can kind of explore with all of this. It's actually really cool. No Desires, but we're only playing the Roar. No Rage in here. Okay, well, I guess to be fair, you don't really need it. If you do see it, it's one of those things that's just kind of the extra little free gas to go. And our last list here is, more Tempai. Well, this is the most basic build in the frickin' world, man. You have the droplets built in here. There's no crossouts. Still playing the Kwakimero Draco, so, when you can make the spheres, laugh at your opponent for the free bounce. And, of course, all of your standard ratios. They opted for the Veilers and the blowout cards. Yeah, that's... all of this, I think, is pretty fine. You also have the Moonlit Chills down here. And, of course, the Shifty Wifty as well. Shifter's such a stupid card. And also, just 2 copies of D-Bears. Wow! That's your breakdown for this regional. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.